Hello and welcome back to Peer Scholar's microlearning series, focusing on the Reflect phase. This is the third video in this series. In the first video of the Reflect series, we talked about the benefits of learning from constructive feedback. In the second video, we discussed how you can effectively analyze the feedback that you receive from your peers. In this video, we will focus on how you can apply this feedback to improve your work. This is a critical step because if you can learn to apply the feedback effectively and get good at it, you are learning a very useful skill. To guide you, we have outlined 5 steps for you to follow as you plan on implementing this feedback. Let's get started. Start by asking yourself, is the feedback good? This is the time to decide which bits of feedback you agree with and which ones, not so much. But the key here is to be able to justify your choice. It's okay if you believe that some feedback is not useful and would not make your work better. You can choose not to use it as long as you have a good reason to ignore certain pieces of feedback. Once you know which pieces of feedback you plan on using to revise your work, it's time to prioritize the feedback based on how big of an issue each feedback reflects. Some of your peers may suggest major changes, while others may suggest smaller and easier to implement changes. Start with the ones that suggest bigger changes, more global changes, like changes to the organizational structure of your work. This is where there is most potential to improve your work, and then move on to the smaller changes. Think in terms of moving from global changes to selective changes. Before moving on to the next step, we want to take a moment here to acknowledge the hesitancy you might feel in accepting and implementing the big changes. Revising your work involves adding new ideas while taking some ideas away. That truly is a daunting task. Your reaction is totally normal. But learning to implement these changes is a great skill to develop if you're up for the challenge. It's important to remember that the goal of this activity is to make your work better. You can get past that hesitancy by focusing on the bigger picture. If making those changes can make your work significantly better, it would be worth the effort. That's where the growth lies. Don't shy away from it, accept it, and go for it. In this step, we'd like you to read your revised work as if you were the reviewer. If you revised well, you should imagine them liking it better. Do they? This is an opportunity for you to ensure you've implemented their feedback well and that you're feeling good about the changes you've made. Once you've made all the revisions, go back to instructions for the task, the ones your professor outlined. Ask yourself, does my revised work fits well with the task, or do I need to make any further tweaks? This is the last but an essential step in this process. It's now time to proofread your work. Read it out loud. Double-check all your citations. Check your formatting. If you have tables or other illustrations, make sure they look nice. You're almost done. And we know you so badly want to press that submit button, but this is the moment to read your work one more time. Present it in the most professional way possible. Once you're sure you've given it your best, you're ready to submit your work. If you follow these steps while revising your work, we are confident that your revised work will be significantly better than your first draft. And in the process, you would have learned the transversal skills, the skills of success. Now that's a win-win situation. We hope you enjoyed this microlearning series, and we wish you all the very best as you make your way through different stages of Peer Scholar. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.